Hello and welcome back to the den. In this video I'll show you how I make pens. All pens start their life as blanks. Blanks are basically what forms the body of the pen. Now I'm super lucky because Pam at Highland Boxes, who's a master caster up there with the likes of Zach Higgins, has sent me 2 of her new 3D lava blanks to test out for this video. So I'll be really excited to see how they come out. I've also got a code to give you which is appearing on the screen now. You can type in Claire10 at the Etsy checkout on Pam's store and you'll get 10% off your order of these blanks. Okay, to start turning your blank into a pen, you'll need some pen hardware. I've used the Taylor's Murfield Amiga kit. The Amiga is a 2-part pen, which means you'll turn the cap and the barrel of the pen. So here I'm marking up the blank to cut it. We can't drill through the whole blank with one drill bit because the circumference of the cap and the circumference of the barrel are completely different. We cut it in 2 and have to drill it independently. What you're seeing here is me scratching up the surface of the brass tubes. I'll explain more about why I do that at a later stage. On the lathe I've got my Jacob's chuck and my 2 pen blanks ready to drill, and I have my 2-point pen drills ready, so I'll show you how I drill out the blanks ready to receive the tube. Now at this point it's a good idea to check that you're using the right drill bit for the right circumference brass tube. Now it's not so bad if you drill out the cap with the smaller drill bit by mistake because the caps are generally larger and you can just re-drill it with a larger drill bit, but obviously if you drill out the barrel with the large drill bit you're basically stuffed and you'll really kick yourself for wasting a blank. It's something I did a few times when I first started out, 2 years ago now. It's not something I do anymore. I'm really careful and I really keep my mind on the job because I do not want to waste any beautiful blanks. I'll let you watch the process and I'll come back at the next stage. Okay, I'm back. Did you miss me? Ah, of course you did. Okay, the holes are done. I always clean out the holes with a bottle brush. It just gets rid of all the dust from inside, which is really important when you go on to the gluing stage. Now, this is my... Ooh, I've got a new tool face. And this is my Ultra Shear pen mill set from Woodpecker Tools. It's something I've looked at for a while and wondered if I could justify the price, but I have to say I'm really pleased with it. You'll see some action shots of this in a minute and I'll tell you a little bit more about it. But for now, I'll just get it mounted in my Jacob's chuck. I'm drawing my attention back to the tubes. So some of the resins used to create the 3D blank effect are transparent and I don't want to see the brass tube through the resin as it's turned. So the trick is to pick a colour that you think is least likely to allow the brass to show through and paint it. I use acrylic paints or acrylic markers and they do the trick really well. Now I'm mixing up some 2-part epoxy. Remember when I scratched the tubes with some sandpaper? That was to allow the tubes a little bit more purchase when we glue them into the newly drilled blanks. Now some people use CA glue or super glue to glue in their blanks. I don't like it at all. Anytime I've ever had a blowout it's been when I've used the CA glue. I think it's more fragile and cracks easily. I might be wrong, but it's just my personal preference. And let's just say I've never had a blowout since I've used a 2-part epoxy. Coincidence? Maybe. Judge for yourself. Oh, and don't worry, it's not a foxy infestation you're seeing. Those are the foxies I've got ready for my sticker swaps. I've got loads of people to catch up with, so sorry if you're waiting for one, they are on the way. Here you go, I promised you some close-ups of the Ultra Shear pen mill set from Woodpecker Tools. This is beautiful. It was expensive for the job it does, but I'm pretty certain it's a tool I'll never need to replace. The actual carbide tips are replaceable individually and I can sharpen those. And that will save me loads of time trying to sharpen my old one. That's what I'm saying anyway. I'm sure you can sharpen the old ones really well, but I didn't want to, and I love this thing. Here you're seeing me set up the mandrel ready to turn the pen. I've got a 2-part mandrel. Part of it knocks into the headstock, part into the tailstock, and then we use bushings. Bushings slide onto the mandrel, and they give you a guide to the size of the pen. You'll see as the turning progresses. I'm going to let you watch the process and come back to you at the end. I'm back. Now most of that was pretty straightforward, but now I'm going to show you how I CA my pens. Not everybody can do this, not everybody wants to do this, and lots of people struggle when they first get going with it. It wasn't an easy technique to develop, but I think it's really important to use a CA finish when you're using hybrid pen blanks. So my technique, I turn the lathe up to around 3000 RPM. I use pre-cut sections of lint-free cloth to apply the CA. I sand between coats and I use activator between every coat. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm going to have a chat to you about Patreon. Now my channel isn't monetized. Patreon is a platform that allows artists and creators to earn a monthly income from the content we create. As a patron, you become an active participant in what I create. It helps my channel grow and allows me to continue to create content that you enjoy. For you, it's simple. If you'd like to become a patron, just click the link to my Patreon account in the description below and sign up. I've got so many ideas for this channel. I really want to share more of my Highland home with you in the videos, and becoming a patron will really help me to make that happen. If you think you can help, I'd love to have you on board. Thanks for listening. Okay, back to the CA finishing. The idea when you CA is to take it back with some sandpaper, but not all the way back, just to any high spots you may be left with. And when you finish with that, it's time to head over to the Yorkshire grit. That's the barrel turned, sanded, CA finished and ready for buffing. I'll briefly show you me cutting the cap, but I won't go through the whole process. Here we are over at the buffing machine. This thing's great, a little bit scary. I always wear my face shield when I'm using it. I just rub on a couple of polishing compounds and this really brings out the shine. And that's it, that's finished. Just time to go inside and put the pen together. I use a pen press to put the pen together, but you don't have to, you can put it between two pieces of wood on the lathe, whatever suits you really. I've got a pen press because I make and sell a lot of pens. If you want to see any of those pens, then check out my website, the link to those is in the description. I'm really pleased with how these pens came out. I think the new 3D lava blanks by Pam at Highland Boxes are absolutely brilliant, so don't forget, pop over to her Etsy store, pop in my special code Claire10 at the checkout and you'll get 10% off your order. Thanks for watching, and remember, stay foxy.